check all that apply questions are multiple choice questions where one or more answers might be the correct answer. In this case, I've crafted a question which of the following are metals? Check all that apply. And the options for students are gold, carbon, neon, and mercury. And of course, mercury and gold are the correct answers. So those are the ones that I have identified as the metals. They are the correct answers. So I've clicked them to identify them as correct. I've entered the correct feedback with some supporting content in the correct field, and other for the feedback that will be presented to the student for any combination other than the combination of mercury and gold when they choose anything other than those two metals on the page. Under skills, I've chosen the skill that applies here, differentiate between metals and nonmetals, and I've entered 3 hints for them. So let's go see what this looks like on the page. Here's what the learn by doing looks like with the check all that apply question. Up top we see the question, the supporting content, which is the sort of lead-in content. Maybe you have a table that you want the questions to reference, or an image, or a video, or just some text that you want the questions to reference, or you needn't have any supporting content that the questions have to reference. You can just ask the questions, and this is the example question that's asked when you create a new assessment. You can delete that when you create a new assessment. I've left it in. Here is the check all that apply. You can see that when you select the two metals, the answer is not submitted by itself because you don't want it to auto submit your answer until you have made all your selections as a student. So you have to make your selections and then tell the system that you are ready for your answer to be submitted. So now I get my feedback. If you make any other kind of submission, then you're going to get the feedback that you get for the combination that is not the correct combination. Here's what the hints look like. So you get your first hint when you press the hint once. Here's the second hint, and then the bottom out hint. But what happens if you want to deliver hints based on specific combinations other than the correct combination? Let's take a look at that. Okay, we're back editing the question, and I've turned on advanced mode. And what that means is that we now have the ability to add more feedback. I've added a feedback option. We now have control over the scores, and with the option to add feedback, we can choose the choices now. So I've decided that when students choose A and B, which is gold and carbon, I'm going to present the feedback. That's incorrect. One of these is a metal, but the other is a non-metal. Try again. Now, when students choose the two metals, they'll get the correct feedback. When they choose gold and carbon, specifically those two, they will get this feedback. And any other combination whatsoever, they will get the other feedback. You can continue to add feedback for specific combinations and decide whether there should be full score for correct and then partial score for different combinations, or full score only for correct and then no score for particular combinations, but then deliver meaningful targeted feedback for the combinations that they're choosing so that you can target the misconception behind the combination that they are choosing to that they're selecting. As you can see, the more selections you choose, the more combinations of feedback can be crafted. So both from the authoring standpoint and from a cognitive load standpoint, it is suggested that you keep the number of options low when authoring these. It's in the best interest of both the author and the student. So let's go and take a look at what this looks like on the page. I've already loaded the preview. We'll take a look at what gold and carbon look like, and you'll see that when you choose that, you get the incorrect feedback. One of these is a metal, but the other is a non-metal.